guys, welcome to Stacking the Shelves for the last 2 weeks of the year. So this is for the 2 weeks preceding January 2nd. And I have a lot of books to go through. I think there's 20 of them here. These are a combination of Christmas gifts, both that me and my son got, a review book, some books I bought with Amazon gift cards, and then some library books. So a big mishmash of books, and there's a lot of them, so I'm going to go ahead and start going through them. The first one I'll go through is the one that I got for review, and that is The Best Thing You Can Steal by Simon R. Green. This is the first book in the Gideon Sable series, and it comes out April 6, 2021. And I got this from NetGalley, so quite a bit of time until it comes out. But I am super excited to read it. I know Simon R. Green, a lot of people either love him or hate him. I personally really like him, and I loved his Nightside series, even though I know it was like a bit, I don't know, trashy and kitschy maybe. Like, I just really enjoyed it, and this sounds similar. It's an urban fantasy about a guy who steals improbable things for people. So we're talking like I think the example they use is like a coat from a ghost, or just things that don't exist, things from other realms. It sounds very much like a little Nightside-ish, so I'm hoping that's what it is, because as I said, I really did enjoy the Nightside series. So anyways, The Best Thing You Can Steal by Simon R. Green. All right, so I'm trying to decide how to do this. I think I'll go into the ones that I bought next. I bought a few for my Kindle. The first one I bought is Kingdom of Needle and Bone by Moira. Oh my God, I cannot speak. Mira Grant. So Mira Grant is, of course, another name for Shauna Maguire. She writes her more like horror type novels under Mira Grant. This is, I think, the only book by Mira Grant I haven't read. So yeah, this is a horror novella, and it's about a pandemic, which I haven't bought it earlier because I wasn't sure I really needed to read about a pandemic. But yeah, so that one should be a good read. The next one I bought is one I've been meaning to buy for a while, and that is Igniting Darkness. I'm forgetting like what this series is called. But anyways, this is Robin Lefevre's. It's the second one in the Courting Darkness duology, and I think the main character's name is Sybil. I'm not sure. Did I get that right? It's been a really long time since I read Courting Darkness, but Igniting Darkness is the next one of those. These are all set in like historical France, I believe, and they involve these women assassins. So they're historical fantasies, but fantasy more from the point that they're not real. There's not like a lot of magic and stuff in them. There's a little bit, but anyways, really looking forward to reading that. These books always do take me quite a bit of time to read, so I probably won't read it for a while. Robin Lefevre has a very like beautiful writing style, but it takes some time to get through. So looking forward to reading that. The third one I bought is The Empire of Dreams by Ray Carson. This is the fourth book in the, I should have written it down, Fire and Thorns series, I think. Anyways, originally that was a trilogy. She added a fourth book to it that follows, I believe, a different character. And I just saw that this had been released the other week and was like, oh, how did I miss that? So very much looking forward to reading that. I enjoy Ray Carson's fantasies. They're usually set in like more of a desert, like Arabian type of environment, and they're very good epic fantasies and involve some magic. So all right, and then so the next one I bought is the latest Junji Ito with Rimina. So Junji Ito writes horror manga. I think it would be considered seinen most of the time. This one's rated older teen, so maybe shonen. Anyways, his favorite one and his probably most popular one is Uzumaki, which is spiral in Japanese, and it's about these people seeing spirals and everything, and they start to go insane. So very eager to read Rimina and see how it is, and this just came out, so really excited to read this. I really enjoy his horror manga. Okay, the next one I kind of inadvertently bought because it came in an owl crate. It came in my December owl crate. So if you saw the December owl crate unboxing, you already saw this book. And that is These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. And this does have the alternate cover, so you can see there's some green here, so it fades from black to green to black, and it's got like a kind of a fin pattern throughout here, which you can't really see very well. There you can kind of see it. And it is signed by the author because it is a Owl Crate limited edition. And I really wanted to read this. So this is a Romeo and Juliet retelling set in Shanghai. And that just sounds fantastic to me. So I love Romeo and Juliet. I think having that kind of Asian setting would be really interesting. So really looking forward to this. I've heard good things about it, and it is young adult, and really excited I got this in Owl Crate. A lot of the books I've been getting for them through last year have been a little mediocre, but that one I'm super excited about. All right. 2 more I bought, and then we'll get into gifts. The next one I bought is The Lie Tree by Frances Hardinge. I have read a couple of her books. I really, really like them. They're very unique, fantasy, young adult, but very different and unique from what you might expect. As you can tell, this must be an ex-library copy. I bought it used online, but it's in very good condition. So looking forward to reading that. I have a couple. I have The Lie Tree and The Cuckoo Song, and one other one to read. So I have a few of hers to read, and I hope to be getting into those in the next week or two, although I just got a whole bunch of library books, so I'll probably read those first. All right, the last one I bought is another used one, and it's Night Sky Mine by Melissa Scott. This is an older book, and it is supposed to be a cyberpunk type of book, and I really love cyberpunk, and I have read a ton of it, not recently, but a lot of like Neil Stephenson's like Snow Crash, and he's got a couple other ones I've read, and then as well as I just like blank Necromancer, William Gibson, Necromancer, and a lot of his. So with the release of Cyberpunk 2077, which I haven't purchased because it's been really buggy on the PlayStation 4, and they actually withdrew it from the store. I'm waiting for them to fix some of the issues with that so I can play it because I've been looking forward to playing that. I was like, oh, I want to read some more cyberpunk. So I went online and did some research of some authors that have some good cyberpunk out there. And Melissa Scott came up and she just sounded like an interesting author. And this sounded like it had an interesting premise to it. So yeah, cyberpunk novel, which I think will be fun to read. I haven't read a lot of that genre. It's just not being written that much anymore, as far as I know, and maybe with the release of Cyberpunk 2077, people start getting into that genre again, because I kind of miss it. I like that genre. All right, now getting into gifts. For Christmas, my husband gave me a few books, which he's always like, you always complain you have so many books, and then you put them all on your wish list, and I'm like, yeah, well, I like getting books. So the first one I got is one I'm super excited about, and that's A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik, and this is the first... It says lesson 1 of the School of Ants, so it's first book in the School of Ants series. Naomi Novik has been a little bit hit and miss, but mostly hit for me. I really, really loved her Uprooted novel. I did not like Spinning Silver very much, but I did enjoy her Temeraire series, although I have not finished that. And so I'm looking forward to this. I think this will be good. It's a beautiful book, too. It's like all matte black with this beautiful gold cover and stuff. So I always appreciate when they put some effort into the physical book copies. All right, the next one I got from my husband for Christmas was Pretty Deadly Volume 3, The Rat. I'm not really sure why I stopped reading this graphic novel series. I was actually looking back at reviews for graphic novels when I was trying to find some more graphic novels to read for my graphic novel reading challenge, and this series came up. I'm like, why did I stop reading that? So I did go ahead and get the 3rd book in this series. I'm going to have to like go back and figure out what the first 2 were about because it's been years since I've read them, but very excited to read this. This is kind of like one of those Western themed fantasies, featuring a lot of strong women characters, and you know, I've got to make sure I don't show you guys anything bad, but I enjoyed the artwork. It's kind of a darker toned artwork with a lot of crazy monsters and stuff, so looking forward to reading that as well. All right, the next one I got from my husband for Christmas again is another one in kind of a long-standing, maybe rather obscure series, graphic novel series, and that's Lady Mechanica, Volume 5. And I'm not telling you who these are by because they're by like 6 people, so it would take a while. But this is, as you might imagine, a steampunk series. It's got very rich colors throughout. It features Lady Mechanica, who generally dresses as a Victorian woman, but is actually part machine, and they've been well done. I think the earlier books I enjoyed a little bit more. It's been taking them a long time to release them, which is understandable. I think they usually release them online first, so it takes them a while to come out with the trade book. And there's always a kind of a lot of dialogue, as you can see from all the dialogue bubbles. But I really do enjoy the artwork a lot, and I enjoy the story. So looking forward to reading that as well. And then the last one I got as a gift from my husband is The Golden Age by Roxanne Morel and Cyril Pedrosa. This is one of these interesting situations where I didn't realize this was going to be this big when I put it on my wish list, but I am looking forward to reading it. And I know it's a fantasy that is kind of takes place in historical times and it's supposed to be really good. And that's all I really know about it. This will probably be one that I read really soon, and just looking through it, it's got kind of those nice monotone, like, you know, but lots of detail. So yeah, I think that'll be a good one. This is another one that has that really nice like matte cover, which I really like. Okay, so there are 5 books that my son got for Christmas that are graphic novels that I will also read. So I thought I'd go through those as well. The first one of those is a graphic novel called The Girl in the Galdurian, and that is book 1 in the Lightfall series. This is a middle grade graphic novel, fancy graphic novel. I really think the artwork in here looks cool. And as soon as my son does get around to reading this, he always puts in, we have a place where he puts books for like me to pick up and read, and I put books for him to pick up and read. So when he gets done with this and moves this over to, you know, where I can read it, I will read them. The next one we got, graphic novel that was for my son that I will read, is Through the Moon, and it's the first book in the Dragon Prince graphic novel series by Peter Wortman and Xanth Buma. If you have not watched the anime series of this on Netflix, you should. It's really good. It's a fantasy, you know, anime type-ish series, more of a cartoon. I'd say it's definitely themed, like the style looks a little bit more Americanized than like traditional anime, but very, very well done. We actually started watching it with my son when he was younger, and you know, that Dragon Prince, I think it's even better than Airbender. Airbender is another series that we really enjoyed as a family, but this one is just so well done. The characters are really good. It's absolutely beautiful, and we all enjoy it. Like, I think adults would enjoy it just as much as kids. So if you haven't watched the anime, I would definitely do that on Netflix. We are all a huge fan, and so when the graphic novel series start coming out, these are actually supposed to be different stories from what is in the anime. So really looking forward to reading that. I will say the drawing in these is not quite as, you know, beautiful looking as the anime, but I'm eager to see, you know, what happens. All right, so another one from my son, there's 3 more, and that is the second book in the Spark series, Double Dog Dare, by Ian Boothby and Nina Matsumoto. This is another one I think kids and adults will both really enjoy. It's about 2 cats who dress up as a dog. It's hilarious. If you like cats and dogs and you think they're funny, this book is hilarious. It's done in a very bright, colorful, simple, cartoonish style. But oh my gosh, the first one of these I actually got for review, and I just laughed so much. It is so funny. And my son Rant was like, oh my God, this is so good. So we were both super excited to see that a second book came out in that graphic novel series, and look forward to reading. All right, so the 4th one my son got that I will also be stealing to read is City of Secrets by Victoria Yang. This, again, is like another historical steampunkish thing. The drawing style is very cool, and it's supposed to be a very good read, so I'm looking forward to reading that. And then the last graphic novel that my son got that I actually don't know a lot about is Beetle and the Hollow Bones by Eliza Lane. This is another one that got really well reviewed, and it is a fantasy middle grade graphic novel. The colors in here are very deep and rich, and it's done in more of kind of our cartoony style, but it looked really good. So that should be good to read too. All right, we're getting there. I think I have 5 more to go through, and these are all ones that I got from the library. So the first one I got from the library is the only P. Jelly Clark book I haven't read, and that is The Black God's Drums. I've been really, really enjoying this author. He was on my top 10 authors of 2020, and I am super excited that he's going to start coming out with some full-length books in 2021 in my favorite series of his now. So really excited to read this. This author does an excellent job of taking really interesting historical settings and creating really strong characters in a fast-paced, fun, like action-packed plot. So enjoying this author a lot, so I'm excited to read that. And they're nice little novellas, so they're pretty easy and accessible to read. All right. The next 4 I have are ones I had on my wish list for a while. I was thinking about buying them, but I decided to get from the library because my library had them available. The first one of these is Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. I've heard a lot about this book. A lot of people really like it. I'm going to be a little honest. I've read so many GLBT books lately. I'm getting a little tired of that theme, and I do think it's important that's becoming very prominent in literature, but part of me feels like I want to read a variety, right? So I've read a lot of GLBT books, and I would like to read a little bit more variety, but I have heard this is a very good fantasy, like paranormal book as well. So I'm going to go ahead and read that. The next one I got is one I've had my eye on for a while, and I almost got it to review, but I kind of had a lot of books for review, so then I decided to just wait and see how people liked it, and people really like it, so I got it to read. And that is A Song of Wraiths in Ruin by Roseanne A. Brown. So again, I should have pulled the shades behind my recording so we wouldn't get so much reflection. But anyways, beautiful cover on this one. Sounds really interesting. It's a young adult, fantasy, and it's done by Epic Reads. So, hopefully it'll be something that can set itself apart from the vast young adults fantasy crowd. We'll see. Now this one I also am very excited about, and I've had my eye on this one a lot, and this is The Bone Shard Daughter by Andrea Stewart. This is a straight up, I believe, historical fantasy. I don't even know. Maybe just fantasy, but I do believe it's an adult book. So again, beautiful cover, really interesting premise, and I'm not going to go into it because I don't remember real well. Like a lot of these, I read the premise and put on my wish list, and this one's been on it for a while. So this is another one that I really wanted to read. And then the last one that I've had on my wish list for quite a while that I'm excited to read is another young adult fantasy, and that is Set Fire to the Gods by Sarah Rosh and Kristen Simmons. I really enjoyed Sarah Rosh's, it was the series with the different elements, stuff like that. I was going to see if they had it in the front here. I don't know. I don't see it. But she has another series I really enjoyed, so when I saw that she had co-written this series with this person, I thought, oh, that might be really good. So it has been getting really solid reviews, so excited to read that. You'll notice there's maybe a little bit heavy on the young adult fantasy from the library books. I haven't been reading a lot of young adult fantasy, and so I'm excited to get back to some of that. I go back and forth. Sometimes the genre doesn't seem to have a lot of variety, so I get a little sick of it and read some other stuff. But that is all I have, and I won't even try to pick them all up and show you again because they're like scattered all over my office at this point. Yeah, I'm recording this on New Year's Eve, so if, have a happy New Year's, have a good New Year's Eve. You'll be seeing this after New Year's Eve because it's going to post the Saturday after. But yeah, we're not doing much. We actually aren't much for doing anything on New Year's Eve. We usually will go over to my parents' house and play board games and video games and have a big like buffet type dinner thing and just hang out until midnight and then come home. Lately, my parents do live a little bit farther away now, so we have been like, going over there for a few hours and then coming home. And then last year, we actually traveled over Christmas. We went to San Francisco and we came home on New Year's Eve day. So we didn't do much at all. We just came home and had a little mini buffet and played Giant Jenga and some board games. And we got home pretty late from the flight. So, we were already tired. So we stayed up right till midnight, went to bed. So I think this year we're just going to do something similar to that. We kind of bought some stuff to eat we don't normally eat. We usually try to eat fairly healthy. So we got like pizza rolls and bagel bites, stuff that will probably make us feel like crap when we eat it. But we're going to make some of that and just, do some buffet type style thing. And we'll probably play some board games and get the Giant Jenga out. We also have a dartboard in the basement that we like to have like a dartboard competition. And then maybe we will watch a movie and just hang out until midnight and go to bed. Used to be, I don't know, when I'm not working, I hang out till like 11:30 or midnight a lot, so it's not that big of a deal. Used to be a bigger deal for my son, but we've been letting him stay up and watch anime with us, so he's not going to bed until like 11:30 anyways, sometimes on the night, so not as big a deal as it used to be, but excited to start a new year. I think we all know that this year has been not the best, and it's probably an understatement. And hoping that 2021, I think it's going to be a rough start, but hopefully it ends up a lot better. That's what I was telling my husband. So they are, my son's hockey is starting up again. So they're supposed to start practices and they're supposed to start tournaments and games. The kids have to wear masks the whole time, which I kind of think they should have been wearing masks the whole time. I know it's more difficult for them, but it's a lot safer. And hopefully we'll get vaccinated in the next few months. But anyways, I was telling my family, I'm like, I just want you to know that if the hockey season gets delayed, like they're talking about extending it, not really delaying it, but extending it. When I can fly somewhere, I am flying somewhere. Like as soon as I am vaccinated, I am leaving to go somewhere else for a while. And you guys, I don't care what's going on for hockey. We are going to go somewhere because I think we tend to travel a lot. And I like in 2019, I was traveling for work and we were traveling a lot. And so there were months where I wasn't even home for, a week, a month, or something like that. Like I would permanently keep stuff packed so that I could like just grab it when I was leaving. Um, and this year has, of course, been the opposite of that. So it's been a little bit of culture shock. And I think I'd like something in the middle. I'd like something where I'm not gone like 50% of the time and something where I'm not here 100% of the time. Like, something between them would be great. All right, well, this video has gone on way too long, and so I hope you enjoyed stacking the shelves. I hope that if you were able to take a Christmas break, you enjoyed it, and if you weren't, you were at least able to do something fun for the holiday season. I hope you got a lot of great books and that you have a great week of reading ahead of you. I'm not sure I will be doing a stacking the shelves the next week because I don't plan on getting any more books for a little bit. I just got a ton of them. I basically doubled my to be read pile like in 2 weeks, so and that happens a lot over Christmas. But anyways, have a great time. I hope you're doing well. Stay safe, and I will talk to you later. Bye.